Hi, I'm Mazarine Trace, author of The Wild One's Guide to Fundraising and upcoming book, Healing from the Nonprofit Sector. This is my love letter to nonprofit leaders. I'd like to begin it with a quote from Prentis Hemphill, who wrote, "Love is the light we make in the darkest of times." Dear nonprofit leader, this is my love letter to you. Here's what I love and admire about you. You are a helper. You overcome your fears and learn how to fundraise and public speak. You learn to research, write, and you get shit done. Our organizations run because you are focused and motivated to get the relationships we need to sustain the work. And you often become an incredible entrepreneur because all of these things help you succeed in business. Here's what I see that is special about you that you don't always see in yourself. You are a change catalyst. You see the best in people. You're an optimist. You want to believe in a brighter future. You've also been told that you need to roll your sleeves up and do it yourself. And that's why you work so hard, because that future can come if we fund it. How did you get this way? Are you a bit of an overgiver? Okay, me too. Did a caregiver ever tell you what a good little girl you were? Maybe you were little and had to help out all the time? Yeah. We've been working for free since we were kids. We are told to be helpful, smiling, polite, kind, and always in a good mood, or we're bitches. We have to do the emotional and physical labor of cooking, cleaning, shopping, laundry, and also keep in contact with relatives, plan events, keep the elders and kids alive. In addition, hold down a full-time job or biz. Sure, this is self-oppression at this point, but you know what? It's reinforced at every level of society. We've been working for free for so long that when it comes to asking for money, and especially asking for more, sometimes we are weak. And in contrast, the good girl archetype is so strong it prevents us from feeling good about asking at all. So we ask for 40% of what we want or 50% of what we want instead of the 100% of what we want. So when we get what we ask for, it doesn't make us feel good. So of course you're not asking for 100% of what you want. Of course you're reactive to judgment and being judged by family who don't understand what you do or why you're doing it. Of course you're not going to get promoted. Of course you're not getting what you want out of your relationships. Maybe you have internalized self-judgment about not making it yet, internalized self-judgment about not being enough or being too much. And then there's the childhood trauma which made you blame yourself, reach for all the self-help books, and try so hard to be better. Aren't you sick of trying? Aren't you sick of helping people and not having time for yourself? Bell Hooks writes, "There can be no love without justice. Abuse and neglect negate love. Care and affirmation, the opposite of abuse and humiliation, are the foundation of love." Here are 3 things I wish you knew. You've been such a good helper your whole life. You don't have to help others first anymore. You are enough just as you are. You could never be too much. You get to ask for more. Being self-centered and self-serving is an act of love. It is also political because all structures and interpersonal relationships have instructed you not to. This is from Charlie's Toolbox, which is a really great YouTube to follow. At the end of your life, there is no reward for those who denied themselves the most and suppressed their needs and desires. There really isn't. 2. Our sector exists within a larger historical context and systems of oppression. We often don't realize that systemic oppression is the reason for most of our organizations to exist. And these systems continue to perpetuate to hold us back. We need to create an awareness of our lack of historical awareness, and then educate ourselves about systemic oppression. Sociology helps us here. I had a friend who became my brother, Aaron, who died in August 2023, and he was an incredible sociologist. Every time I came to him with my troubles, he put them in a systemic framework. I interviewed him about hegemonic masculinity and hegemonic femininity on my podcast. I asked him to help edit my presentations, and he did a great job. He wrote blog posts for me called "Your History Class Sucked on Purpose" and more. I wish so hard he was still here. But since he died, I've dedicated myself to helping bring awareness to the frameworks of oppression and history, talking about post-capitalist futures, unlearning, and resisting work. 3. I wish you knew that sometimes you don't see your willingness to change and focus, grow, and support others is much greater than their willingness to change and grow. And that includes these systems which don't support us. And we keep asking ourselves, why does nothing change? It's because you can't force willingness. How do we move towards unlearning and liberation? What if you didn't have to try to prove yourself anymore? What if you were enough in this very moment? Alexis Pauline Gumbs says, "We are always in the unfolding of love. We are learning how to love as usual." I want to help us all get free of blaming ourselves for problems that existed long before we were born, free of shame and guilt that comes with unhealed childhood trauma and trying desperately to prove ourselves through overgiving. I want to get free with you by your side. Do you want this too? If you like that, definitely check out my upcoming book, Healing from the Nonprofit Sector.